Hey guys, Luke here and welcome back to episode 5 of my Swansea City career mode. Now last episode I gotta say was a pretty successful one in terms of results. I mean obviously the Spurs game not exactly what we wanted. It was a pretty boring game as to why there wasn't many highlights, but I think this episode should be a lot better one. Obviously you can tell by the length of the video there's going to be a lot more highlights in these games. Taking on Stoke City first up, and we know they're not the best of sides, but you know they're a pretty solid mid-table side. Should be a game that we should be winning. And obviously we'll be looking to do that, but we're still playing the 4-3-3, and we've got Gabriel who's going to be on the left wing for us, so I think he can actually play right wing, but I don't know what we're doing there. We've got him on the left wing for whatever reason. So yeah, we've been experimenting with the formation if you haven't noticed in the last few episodes. But yeah, Stoke, they are a solid side. I'm not sure if they're exactly, I mean, they had the reputation of just being, you know, the long throw-ins and just being really, really physical. I'm not exactly sure that they're anywhere near that sort of side anymore, but I mean, they've got great players like Diouf who end up taking a shot just there, and there's going to be a lot of highlights in this game from those sort of shots there. We've got Arnautovic on the ball here. Could have put a ball through, but that was a great tackle there. I think it was by maybe Nathan Dyer or whatever, but John Joe Shelvey gets it to Gabriel. Gabriel passes it off to Tubanu, a first choice left back, but we've actually had our backup doing pretty good work there, and that was Taylor. But Ashley Williams, he's caught himself out of position, just following the ball there. Sigurdsson, it's Key looking to shut down Willen, but he gets it to Diouf, who has some space there, and there's a penalty. It's given away by Kyle Norton, and that is just poor work there by Kyle Norton. But at the same time, I mean, there's nothing I could really do. I didn't press any buttons, and I mean, the foul doesn't even happen, you know, until after he's already kicked the ball or whatever. Like, I don't really get it, but you know, it is what it is, and it's 1-0 to Stoke. Diouf, he ends up scoring the penalty, so good work there. That's his 4th goal in the Premier League, so he looks to be having a pretty solid season. You know, four goals already this early on. That's pretty good for him. We see there the ball started with John Joe Shelvey who won the ball, and we've got a bit of a counter-attack going on here. We've got Nathan Dyer, obviously got a lot of pace, and he's up against Glenn Johnson, not exactly the best defender anymore there, but he's been saved by Jack Butland really there. Jack Butland, pretty good keeper. I wouldn't mind actually signing him for this career mode, but I mean, Fabianski's actually doing a pretty good job here, but Correa, he cuts inside there, he's got a fair bit of space, gets it to Shelvey, and I don't know that he needed to get off the pass there, but we ended up just putting in the pass, and I don't know. Maybe if we just took the shot there with Correa, we would have ended up scoring, but we didn't, and we're going to have to, you know, just go on with it. Now, right here, Ashley Williams, he got burned initially, but this is just more of a showing the cover-up that we ended up doing. You see that the ball in the end wasn't very good, but Ashley Williams, he shut down that play after initially getting burned there, so I thought that was worth showing. Now, Correa on the ball here, gets it to Ayew. Now, Ayew, he's 1-on-1, but he's not anymore, but there's a great little ball over there to Gomis, who's been in a great run of form here. He's got a fair few goals, but he's not going to be able to score there. He ends up hitting the woodwork, and that was so annoying. I was thinking that is game over at this stage. It's going to be one of those games we're not going to be able to score. We had a bit of a shitty penalty against us, followed up by hitting the woodwork, you know, in an opportunity where we should have scored. But see here, just still being patient on the ball. He gets it to Gomis, takes another shot. That's another good save there by Butland, and it was full time. And Stoke City end up winning the game. So it's so disappointing to, you know, this is the first game where you can see in the shots, you know, we're really dominating. We really dominated that game in terms of possession, not really, but in terms of shots on target, we're really good. And there were a lot of sort of, I mean, you saw there was a fair few clear-cut chances, and we just couldn't put the ball into the back of the net, which is disappointing, considering that Stoke's goal came off the penalty. But I mean, we're just going to have to move on with it, not dwell on the past, and move on to this game against Aston Villa. It's another game we should be winning. We should have won against Stoke, but I mean, it's so annoying. We can beat teams like Stoke, but we can beat teams like Man United, who we will be playing in this episode, and you know, we can play well against, you know, Spurs and all that sort of stuff. But when it comes to games like Stoke, we seem to struggle. But no excuses for this game. Running with a pretty strong side. We've got Cabral in the side this time. We do have Carlos Eduardo also joining in, and I think Montero, don't think he played last game I should say, so he's back in there. John Joe Shelvey, I'm not sure if that was supposed to be a pass, but it ends up with Gomis. He's been in pretty good form lately, like I said before, but Sigurdsson ends up with the ball, and it was hit by Sanchez. It went out, but I just wanted to show that we're sort of making inroads in terms of getting the ball close to getting off a proper shot. You can see here just 1-2 here. Montero, he's got a lot of pace here. Here's Gomis, who will be looking to get in the middle. We've also got the right wing, I think is Dyer, but Montero cuts it inside and gets it to Gomis. Gomis buries it into the top right hand corner, and what a finish that was. That's the perfect finish we want, and that was just great work by Montero. The 1-2 there with Gomis, so I'm pretty happy with that. I remember a few Fifas ago I used to just do 1-2s constantly, and it used to work fantastically, but it sort of stopped working. It didn't work as much, I don't think, didn't work as well, I should say, in previous FIFAs, but it seems to work pretty well on this one. I'm going to take advantage of it. Montero again, he's having a stormer in his return there. He takes on the defender. He just absolutely destroys Hutton, I think it was. And it is Carlos Eduardo hits it on the volley. He chests it initially, just drops it down, but he ends up hitting it on the volley there, doesn't let it bounce, and holy shit, what a finish that was. Needed to take a look at that again, and that was a brilliant goal there. I couldn't believe it. Carlos Eduardo is someone who I don't feel is particularly the best player, but he just offers versatility for us, and I just wanted to show there. That last little clip there is just showing that they were attacking down the wings pretty well, but we were shutting it down pretty quickly. I think it was Ashley Williams again just catching up, so it wasn't a huge clip or anything, just wanted to show that. But we started off the second half, we're 2-0 up, so we're feeling pretty comfortable at this stage, and Gomis with another nice little shot there. If Gomis just had a little bit more pace, it'd be brilliant, but Sigurdsson, he gets it sort of on a half volley, but he absolutely buries that shot. That was incredible. You see there's been a few good goals there. The keeper comes rushing out. At this stage, we're he's off the line. We've got a lot of space to work with, and we just nail it straight into the sort of top right, bottom right, mid right of the net. And that's Sigurdsson once again scoring another goal. And this is another one. I think I said it last episode. I don't feel Sigurdsson's he's not really a superstar player or whatever, but he just continues to score goals. Same as Gomis. I don't think they're particularly that good. They don't feel that good on the ball or anything, but they're doing the job for us. And a 3-0 victory. It is over Aston Villa, and I think it is to be expected to win a game against Aston Villa. But the most pleasing thing is, last game we also lost, but getting more shots on target, a lot more opportunities. And the thing we had been doing in the first few games, we've been defending pretty well. That's not our problem. Our problem had been creating opportunities and scoring goals, and it's not, we just hadn't been able to convert, and we're only getting 2 or 3 chances a game, 2 or 3 shots on target, 2 or 3 shots at all. Moving on to the game against Man United, it's a little bit of a weird one. Capital One Cup, we're still a fair way off, any serious sort of games to the Capital One Cup. Don't particularly care for this tournament at this stage. I think FA Cup, well, obviously if we continue to play well and continue progressing, I'm not going to be against it, but it does sort of ruin us for proper league games down the future or down the line, because we're going to be playing rotated squads, because we'll have mixed opinions or mixed feelings on do we end up making the league a priority, or do we make this a priority? But yeah, so far so good against Man United. It's been pretty even. You can see it's only been 10 minutes. We had an opportunity of whipping the ball in, but that was a nice little tackle there by our defence. And I've got to say, we played a pretty strong side. We have A in the cam position. We're going to try him out there. He's not actually a cam or anything, but sometimes these wingers, they have enough to sort of be able to play there. And he might have... you can be forgiven for thinking that ball actually went in. And when it happened, I was like, oh shit, they just scored. But obviously it went wide and ended up falling back into the net after. But you can see they're attacking down the left wing. It is Depay who just destroys Norton. Not something that Depay's been doing a lot in real life, but Herrera, he ends up heading it, or just knocking it on and head it into the goal. So that's his first goal in the Capital One Cup, and that was a brilliant little goal there by Man United. That was good work by the computer that absolutely destroyed us with Norton. I've got to say, Norton, he's just getting exposed. I feel our left back, our left back is actually kind of strong, but the right back position just getting destroyed game after game. But Tubanu tried to put in a ball for John Joe Shelby, making a bit of a run, but it does fall back to Tubanu. Gets it to Ki Song Young, gets it to Nathan Dyer, who's got Corey in space, but he's going to cut back inside, and he takes on Romero and ends up putting it in the back of the net. And when I say Romero, I mean the keeper. I didn't catch who the actual centre back was or left back was for United. Probably was Chris Smalling just there. We've got Damian on the ball here. It's 1-1. It's in the 89th minute, so a goal here would just crush us. We've got Rojo on the ball. He gets it to Antonio Valencia. Maybe not the person you want on the ball as Daily Blind in that sort of position, but he probably could. But they had a great opportunity there. They just blew it with the last pass, but we got into extra time, which isn't something that I was too thrilled about. I probably would have rather just lose the game than go into extra time, but we'll take it, I suppose. It gives us an opportunity, but we'll be gutting to actually lose this. Now, United had the first chance here, but Correa is going to make a great run, and Key, he threads the ball through to him, but it's actually a great save by Romero. I keep saying Romero. I don't know why I keep doing that. Maybe it's because in the NRL, in the rugby league, there's a player called Joel Romolo, which is pretty similar, but that's irrelevant. We're going to take a look at the whole penalty shootout, because that's what it's up to. And Sigurdsson buries the first one, followed by Rooney straight down the middle there. And I haven't really figured out, is there a way to save penalties properly, or is it, obviously it's a lot of luck, but I see some people saying I'm not good at penalties this year, and I know there is a thing where you can watch the ball and try and figure out if you're quick enough on the sticks, you can figure out what way they're going and save it. But I'm not good enough to do that at this stage. But John Joe ends up hitting home his penalty. So at this stage, it's all even. But then United kick their ball straight into the back of the net. So it's still all even. I think that's Nathan Dyer with his penalty, followed by Rojo on the ball here, and he buries his penalty as well. Followed up by Jefferson Montero. He ends up scoring his penalty. So far we're just trading off penalties, scoring goals both sides, apart from the one miss that we've both had and saved. So Drogovic on the ball here. A centre back, and it's saved by Romero. Oh my god, once again, apologies for that. Now Daley Blind, he'll step up. He didn't have the opportunity to score in the end of the regular time, but he has an opportunity here, and the little bastard, he chips it, and he just completely makes a fool of us there. So United end up winning in penalties there. See, there it's a pretty tight game. Not a lot of shots on target. I know in previous games, and early in this episode, I've been talking about how we've been creating a lot of chances, but this was just a tight game against teams like United and that sort of stuff. I don't expect to be taking lots of shots on target. We just got to knuckle down and try and grind out a victory. Unfortunately, we couldn't do that, and it was penalties that ended up destroying us. But I think we can hold our head up high. We had a pretty good performance overall. That's where the video is going to end. Hope you did enjoy it. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe to my channel, follow me on Twitter at Mr. Luke on my T. Thanks, the page is in the description below, and I'll see you for my next video. Bye, guys.